Alright, everyone, thanks for tuning back. This is probably going to be the final episode of this series. This is going to be the review and the final test of cutting. And I've made some few adjustments while the batteries were recharging. And my cuts were a little off as I took a square to it. And so I did make adjustments to the guides here. All I did was basically, for the most part, is loosen this. And this swivels left to right. Anyways, and that's how you adjust the guides there. And so you do that. I don't know if this does any adjustment or not, but so far it works. And see if you. So it works. Just making sure on this. So it cuts pretty darn straight now, and that's the only adjustment I made. I did tighten the belt, the bandsaw a little bit just to make sure it's a straighter cut. I noticed towards the end it was kind of veering off a little bit, but I did take a square to a piece right here. Oop, too bright. I did take a square to this. It's just a slight off on one side, but other than that, I mean the clean edges on this is phenomenal. So, oops. So the clean edge on this, let's see here, I'm trying to give you a good view, is pretty darn good. I'm impressed with it. I'm impressed with it for the amount of money that it cost, that it can do this good. Very, very impressed. So anyways, I'm going to do a final cut on this. So I just fine-tuned it just a little bit more. I can see some oil coming out of here. So anyways, may have to put some oil in there or find out where the leak is, but for the money I spent, I guess, again, I'm not going to complain. I really wanted one of these. Now I got one. Now I know how to use one. Man, I'm gonna be going all metal here in my episodes now. So this is gonna be fun. I mean, I got the die grinder, the mini die grinder. I got the micro die grinder. Here you go, the micro die grinder. I'm gonna be rocking and rolling here. Jeez, I'm gonna be making tools here. Forget buying them. Okay, so anyways, so the important thing that I found was, you see how even that is now? Can you even see the bandsaw? So thin now, so even that you can't even. The lighting is not too good, but see the spacing between the edge of this and end to end works out really good. So anyways, I'm trying to make this real quick, and I'm just going to cut a little sliver off just to give you an idea of how well this cuts. And I've got one hand here, so you have to forgive me. The vise works pretty good. So what I did do is I did take a square to it for this to match up with this, and so far it's worked out. I haven't had any slippage on the bandsaw, and it looks good so far. So I'll put it up here. Oh. The tension, you really got to put a lot of tension on it, because it just doesn't, it's not like again, it's not like the weight. You can't just put a lot of weight. It just puts too much pressure on it. So you got to put a lot of tension on it, and when it comes down, it's barely pushing down. So anyways, let's get this done. This is where I'm going to put my hand on it because it'll just cut too fast. The weight is too much. Let go, so it's cutting on the bottom. another change I made. The feed tension, the tension feed on this is so tight on it that this pressure to push it down prevents it from actually going all the way down. And so that's the piece right there. And it's, you know, I can cut a small piece. I think people have cut even smaller. So there you go. And that's just so it's a little. See, it just pushes. You hear that sound. It shouldn't make any sound because it should be cutting through all that. But anyways, I'll still play with it a little. But I'm gonna put you in the. Well, first let's take a look at it. See, here it is, and a top view of it. Looks pretty straight, but I'm gonna take a square to it just to show you guys. So I got my square right here. And there we go. Okay. Take off some of the deburring. Not too much to take off, just with my glove. But you gotta wear a glove probably. So there you go. Can you see that? Yeah, you can right there. So that's one side. Let me measure the other side. This one's slight. Pretty good. Pretty darn good. Slightly off. This is slightly off, but darn, it's pretty darn good. It's oil. It's a little oil on there. Pretty darn good. There you go. I just want to make sure I can see the sides of the screen. I just want to make sure you're all seeing this. And then one more last side. There you go. A little bit off on this. On the edge right there. It's slightly off. But man, you know, it's not off by much. It's not off by much. This side is slightly off. But this one, there's no wiggle on that one. There's no wiggle on that. There's no wiggle on that. Just that one side, right here. You can hear that. That's just so something I gotta. I'll play with it a little bit. I probably have to do more adjusting on the bandsaw, but you know, this is my first time ever using this, and so man, give me some time on this. I'll do some amazing things. It's like, give me a hammer, I'll do amazing things. So there you go. Let's take you out and I'll give you my assessment here. The setup on this thing, I thought it'd be harder. It does take a little bit more longer because it's not your just little miter saw or table saw. It's a bandsaw that requires some setup on the stand here, as well as the actual unit is heavy. So if you did what I did, was basically put the heavy unit, turn it over, then put the stand on it, and then lift, you know, turn it over with the stand on it. It's so much easier to work with than trying to get. You can probably find a buddy and try to lift that heavy thing onto the stand, because but it's hard to, especially if you're doing it by yourself, to lift the bandsaw and the base onto the stand. So doing it the way I did was putting the bandsaw, flipping it over so the bottom shows up, and then putting the stand onto the bottom, and then after you bolt those in, screw them in with the bolts and everything, and the nuts and all the washers and everything. All the washers, everything I've used. So these come off the plates. I just have to, sorry, I'll just have to put that back on. I only took it off to adjust the guides. Those are the 2 pins that go into the handle. So I'll put those on. The screw in the washer and the nut was for this, and this extra piece right here was for the plate for the vertical bandsaw. So everything that came with it I've used and had a hole to fill. So there you go. The Allen wrench I barely used. I use more of these tools, which some people over in the forums just complain about them, but you know, I'm not turning you know, yeah, they work. They worked. Let's see, there's no, I don't see any. Yeah, it worked. They didn't strip anything. So okay. So my rating, my review on this is excellent. I give it an excellent rating, pass all the way. You know, at first, you know, the only time I would give something a fail is literally it did not work. You just have to work with it, make the adjustments, but that's with any tool or any machine. I mean, I don't know a machine that comes out of the box and ready to go unless it's a toaster. Yeah, if it's a toaster, then, you know, sure, but this is not one of them. Okay, so if you're thinking about getting one of these, go get it. And I got it at a great price. That's why I got it. I might get 10 more just because. Anyways, so high rating. I like it. I'm going to be doing a lot of projects with this bad boy. There's no doubt about it. The stand, it's pretty solid. It seems flimsy when you kind of put it together, but once you put the top on, you bolt everything in, it works. The wheels work as well. Let me just put it down and put the locking pin in. I can kind of show you. This slides in right now. Originally I had a problem with it. Now look at that. It just slides in like nothing. So when everything falls together, I mean, it works. I didn't put I didn't pin this yet. You see that? I didn't put the pins in here yet, but once you put them in, you got to bend them. So because when you lift it up, they're going to hit this. But just to give you an idea, there you go. I have to lift it up a little bit. Oh, got my tools in there. I have to lift it up a little higher to get it off the carpet. But yeah, no problem. See? I did that with one hand. I just did that with one hand. Okay? Not a problem. Easy. So, hey, there you go. I don't know. Did I do the flashlight thing? I'll do it right now. There you go. See? I got this flashlight for free. That's why I'm showing it off. So, and I got this at a great bargain. Man, if you don't get this, if you deal with metal in any way and you don't have one of these, you're missing out. Okay, I have to admit these things are a little crooked. You can't do any vertical cuts like with any great precision, but I'm sure there's a way to work around it. I'm probably gonna do a lot of freehand cutting anyway if I do it in a vertical position. Horizontally, man, you can just cut all day long. This thing, as far as automatic off switch, you're just never gonna. I don't know if you can get it to work. the tension feed on it, you really have to crank it because it really takes very little weight. You just put very little weight on it and it'll just cut through that middle and, you know, lickety split. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series here. It's a long episodes and many, I think up to eight or 7 episodes. But this is not a simple machine. Anyways, thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, dislike, whatever you want to do. Appreciate the visit and hope you enjoyed this. Bye.